Hey everyone, welcome back to the show.
Hello, hello! We are so happy you are here today.
Alice, have you ever put off doing something important even when you knew you really should be doing it?
Oh, David, are you talking about my life story? Absolutely. All the time.
You are not alone. That, my friends, is procrastination. And today we're going to tackle it head on, not just in life, but in your IELTS reading.
So today, you are going to help us stop delaying and start succeeding?
Exactly. And no pressure today. Today's topic is just 8 simple reading skills that will help you understand why we procrastinate and how to beat it in your reading. Nothing scary, just some fun tricks.
8 skills! I'm ready. Let's go.
But first, we need something to practice on. So I've got a fascinating article about procrastination itself. It is in the same style as a real IELTS text.
Oh, nice. What does it say about why we put things off?
You'll see, it's more complex than you might think.
And don't worry if you don't understand every word or if you're only half listening while you're doing something else. That is completely normal. Just relax and let it play.
Here is what we will do today. In Part 1, we read the passage together. In Part 2, we learn the 8 skills. In Part 3, we do a quick review. And in Part 4, we practice together with real questions.
4 parts, 8 skills, and a lot about why we delay. This is going to be a very helpful episode.
Let's start. Okay, welcome to Part 1. This is the reading passage. The title is Procrastination. A psychologist explains why we put off important tasks and how we can break this habit.
Don't worry about the title yet. We will explain everything as we go.
I will read each paragraph slowly. After each paragraph, Alice will explain the main idea in simple English, B1 or B2 level. Then we move on.
Think of it like watching a movie with subtitles, but for your ears. Ready? Let's read.
Procrastination is the habit of delaying a necessary task, usually by focusing on less urgent, more enjoyable, and easier activities instead. We all do it from time to time. This matters because, as my research shows, procrastination doesn't just waste time, but is actually linked to other problems too.
Okay, so procrastination means putting off things you need to do and doing fun or easy things instead. Like, instead of studying, you watch a movie. The author says everyone does it, and it's not just a waste of time, but it can cause other problems. That's the main idea of paragraph A.
One important phrase, delaying a necessary task. Delaying means making it happen later, pushing it back. So it's about putting off something you must do.
Delaying a necessary task. Say it with me. Delaying a necessary task. You know, I'm pretty sure I delayed cleaning my apartment this morning to make sure I had time for this podcast. Does that count?
Definitely counts, Alice. Anyway, let's keep going with the passage. Contrary to popular belief, procrastination is not due to laziness or poor time management. Scientific studies suggest procrastination is, in fact, caused by poor mood management. Research involving brain imaging has found that areas of the brain linked to detection of threats and emotion regulation are actually different in people who chronically procrastinate compared to those who don't procrastinate frequently.
Great! Paragraph B tells us something surprising. Most people think procrastination is because you're lazy or bad at managing your time. But the text says no, it's actually about managing your mood. If a task makes you feel bad, you'll put it off. Also, there's brain research that shows differences in the brains of people who procrastinate a lot, especially in parts linked to feelings and fear.
Contrary to popular belief, this means most people think one thing, but the truth is different. It's a great phrase for IELTS. Also, chronically procrastinate means they do it all the time. It's a long-term habit.
So it's not about being lazy, it's about feeling bad. That makes so much more sense.
So, quick recap before we move on. Paragraph A defined procrastination and said it causes problems. Paragraph B, which we just read, said it's not laziness, but mood management, and there's brain evidence. Good stuff so far.
Tasks that are emotionally loaded or difficult, such as preparing for exams, are prime candidates for procrastination. People with low self-esteem are more likely to procrastinate. The mood repair we experience is temporary. Afterwards, people tend to be left with a sense of guilt that not only increases their negative mood, but also reinforces their tendency to procrastinate.
Okay, paragraph C gives examples of tasks we delay, like studying for exams because they feel difficult or emotional. Also, people who don't feel good about themselves or people who want everything to be perfect tend to procrastinate more. When you delay, you feel better for a short time, but then you feel guilty, which makes you want to procrastinate even more. It's a bad cycle.
Prime candidates. This means perfect examples or most likely ones. So difficult tasks are perfect examples of things we put off.
Quick question for you, no pressure, just have a think. Does delaying a task actually make you feel good in the long run?
The answer is no, not in the long run. The text says the mood repair is temporary and you end up feeling guilty. If you got that right, nice one.
When most people think of the costs of procrastination, they think of the toll on productivity. For example, studies have shown that procrastination negatively impacts on student performance. Other research shows that employees, on average, spend almost a quarter of their workday procrastinating, and again, this is linked with negative outcomes. In fact, in one U.S. survey of over 22,000 employees, participants who said they regularly procrastinated had less annual income and less employment stability.
Paragraph D talks about the bad results of procrastination. Most people think it just means you don't get work done. For students, it hurts their grades. For workers, studies show they waste a lot of time. And in one big survey, people who procrastinated a lot earned less money and didn't keep their jobs as long. So it really has big effects on your work and money.
Toll on productivity. This means it has a negative effect on how much work you can do. Also, employment stability means how secure your job is, how likely you are to keep it. Okay, that is the first part of our passage. 2 more to go. Procrastination also correlates with serious health and well-being problems. A tendency to procrastinate is linked to poor mental health, including higher levels of depression and anxiety. Across numerous studies, I've found people who regularly procrastinate report a greater number of health issues, such as headaches, flu and colds, and digestive issues. They also experience higher levels of stress and poor sleep quality. In one study of over 700 people, I found people prone to procrastinate had a 63% greater risk of poor heart health after accounting for other personality traits and demographics.
Wow, paragraph E is a bit scary. It says procrastination is bad for your health, too. It's linked to feeling sad or worried, and even physical problems like headaches or stomach issues. People who procrastinate often feel more stressed and don't sleep well. And one study even found a much higher risk of heart problems for people who procrastinate a lot. So it's not just about work, it's about your whole body.
Correlates with means is connected to or goes hand in hand with, so procrastination is connected to these health problems. Prone to means likely to suffer from. If you are prone to headaches, you get headaches often.
Finding better ways of managing our emotions is one route out of the vicious cycle of procrastination. Forgiving ourselves and feeling compassion when we procrastinate can help break the procrastination cycle. We should admit that we feel bad, but not be overly critical of ourselves. This can all make it easier to get back on track.
Vicious cycle. This means a bad situation that keeps repeating itself. Like feeling guilty makes you procrastinate, which makes you feel more guilty. Compassion means kindness and understanding towards yourself or others. Okay, that is the full passage. 6 paragraphs. Let's quickly remember the structure in case your mind wandered anywhere along the way.
Paragraph A. What procrastination is, and it causes problems. Paragraph B. It's not laziness, it's mood management, with brain evidence. Paragraph C. Examples of tasks and the temporary mood fix, followed by guilt. Paragraph D. How it affects work, students, and income. Paragraph E. How it affects health and well-being. Paragraph F. Solutions, manage emotions, forgive yourself. So, that was our reading passage. How did you feel? Did you catch most of it?
If you didn't catch everything, that is completely normal, especially if you were half listening while doing something else. The goal was never to understand every single word. The goal was just to get the general shape of each paragraph.
definition, causes, examples, work effects, health effects, solutions. If you remember those main points, you have already done something very useful.
And now we are going to learn the 8 skills that help you read any passage like this faster and more confidently. Let's go to part 2. Welcome to part 2. This is the main part of today's episode, the 8 reading skills.
8 skills you can use in your next IELTS exam or even in everyday English reading. Are you ready?
Let's begin with skill 1.
Okay, skill number 1, David?
Skill number 1. Skim the whole passage first before you read carefully.
Skim? You mean read it fast?
Yes, very fast. Don't stop for difficult words. Just get the general idea of each paragraph.
So for our procrastination passage, what's the general idea?
Paragraph A introduces the problem. Paragraph B gives the true cause. Paragraph C gives more details and effects. Paragraph D and E give the negative impacts. Paragraph F gives solutions.
Oh, so it's basically problem, cause, details, impacts, solutions. That's the same shape we just reviewed a moment ago.
Exactly. And once you know that shape, finding answers becomes much faster.
Why does that help so much?
Because when a question asks about a solution to procrastination, you already know that's probably in paragraph F. You don't need to search the whole text.
That makes a lot of sense. I always used to read the whole thing first, no more.
Here is a tip. When you skim, only read the first sentence of each paragraph. That sentence usually tells you what the paragraph is about.
Say this with me. Skim first.
Skill number 2. Always read the questions first before you scan for answers.
Wait, isn't that obvious?
You'd think so, but many students start reading the passage in detail before they even know what they're looking for.
Ah, so they waste time reading things they don't need.
Exactly. If the question asks about neurological evidence, you already know which words to look for.
So the question guides the reading, not the other way around.
Perfectly said. The question is your map. Read the map before you start walking.
The question is your map. Say it with me. The question is your map. Okay, skill 3.
Scan for keywords. Don't read every word. Let your eyes jump to the important ones.
What counts as a keyword?
Names, numbers, dates, and unusual words. For example, in our passage, brain imaging, U.S. survey, U.S. $15,000, and 63%.
So if a question asks about a specific percentage, I just scan for numbers?
Exactly. Your eyes move down the page quickly, like a camera, looking for the important things.
Like a camera. My eyes are a camera. I love that.
Numbers and dates are always easy to spot. If a question mentions 22,000 employees, your eyes will find it very quickly.
All right, quick pit stop. So far we've got skim first, questions are your map, and now eyes like a camera for keywords. 3 down, 5 to go.
Skill 4 is a really useful one. Watch for paraphrasing.
What do you mean by paraphrasing?
The question will almost never use the exact same words as the passage. It will use synonyms instead.
Can you give me an example from our procrastination passage?
Sure. The passage says delaying a necessary task. A question might say putting off an important job.
Oh, delaying becomes putting off, and necessary task becomes important job.
Exactly. Same meaning, different words.
That sounds hard.
It gets easier with practice, honestly. The skill is simply don't look for the same words. Look for the same meaning.
Say that again, David. I want to remember it.
Don't look for the same words. Look for the same meaning.
Don't look for the same words. Look for the same meaning. Say it with me. Skill 5.
Find the topic sentence. Usually, the first sentence of a paragraph tells you what the whole paragraph is about.
So in paragraph C, the first sentence says, tasks that are emotionally loaded or difficult are prime candidates for procrastination.
Right. So immediately you know this paragraph is about what kinds of tasks lead to procrastination.
So I don't need to read the whole paragraph carefully unless the question is about types of tasks?
Exactly right. The topic sentence is like a sign on a door. It tells you what is inside before you open the door.
Let's practice. Listen to this first sentence. What is the paragraph about?
Procrastination also correlates with serious health and well-being problems.
The paragraph is about the health problems caused by procrastination. That is paragraph E. Did you get it right?
Skill 6 is the one that trips learners up the most, but it's really just a small logic puzzle. True, false, not given questions.
Oh no, I always get confused with not given.
Everyone does it first. Here is the key difference. True means the passage says the same thing as the statement.
False means the passage says the opposite.
Not given means the passage simply does not mention it at all.
So not given does not mean false. It just means the passage is silent. No information.
Exactly. The passage is silent. Say it with me. The passage is silent. And here's a little trick this question type likes to play. Sometimes the statement says all or always, but the passage only talks about some or on average. That's usually a false or not given. The statement went too far.
Ooh, so watch out for words like all, every, always, never. Good tip.
Okay, let me test you. Here is a statement from our passage. Procrastination is mainly caused by laziness.
The passage says, contrary to popular belief, procrastination is not due to laziness. So that is false because the passage says the opposite.
Correct. Now try this one. All college students procrastinate regularly.
The passage mentions students and procrastination, but it says studies have shown that procrastination negatively impacts on student performance. It doesn't say all students. So the answer is not given. The passage is silent about whether all students do.
Perfect. You just used skill 6 correctly.
Skill 7?
Manage your time. If one question is taking too long, skip it and come back later.
But isn't it bad to leave a question unanswered?
It's worse to spend 5 minutes on one hard question and lose time for 5 easy ones.
Oh, so one hard question can cost you many easy points.
Exactly. Always guess something, mark it, and move on. You can come back at the end if you have time.
A good rule of thumb, roughly 1.5 minutes per question. If you're still stuck after that, move on and come back later.
And our last skill, skill 8, guess unknown words from context. You will never know every word, and that is completely normal.
Oh, that is so good to hear.
For example, imagine you don't know the word misconduct in our passage, but the sentence talks about students who procrastinate being more likely to engage in study-related misconduct, such as cheating and plagiarism.
So I can guess misconduct must be something bad that students do, like cheating. I don't need the exact definition. I just need enough to understand the sentence.
Exactly. Context is the words around the unknown word. Use those words as clues.
Say this with me. Use context clues.
And that is skill 8, and all 8 skills done.
Wow, 8 skills. That was a lot. But I feel much more confident now about tackling a text like that.
You should. These are real practical skills that every good IELTS reader uses.
And the important thing is, these skills work together. Skim. Read the questions. Scan for key words. Watch for paraphrasing. Topic sentence. True, false, not given. Time management. Context clues. They are a team.
All 8 working together. Let's go review them quickly. Okay, Alice, I'm going to quiz you. Skill 1. What do we do first?
Read every single word very carefully from beginning to end?
No, that's the opposite. Skim first. Get the big picture.
Right. Skim first. I knew that. Okay, my turn to ask you. What's skill 2?
Skill 2. Read the questions before you scan. The question is your map.
Good one. All right, what about skill 3?
Skill 3. Scan for keywords, not full sentences. Eyes like a camera.
Perfect. Now for the tricky one, skill 4. What should we always look for?
Skill 4 is paraphrasing. Don't look for the same words, look for the same meaning.
You got that one. Okay, what's a quick way to understand a paragraph? Skill 5?
Find the topic sentence, usually the first one. It's like a sign on a door.
And skill 6, the one everyone gets confused by, true, false, not given.
True means same, false means opposite, not given means silent.
Phew. Okay, skill 7, what if I get stuck?
Manage your time, move on, and come back later.
And finally, skill 8, what if I don't know a word?
Guess unknown words from context. Use context clues.
8 skills! I think I got them all this time.
Well, almost. You nearly said read every word at the start.
That one doesn't count. I was warming up. 8 skills reviewed, quickly and clearly.
Remember, you don't need to memorize the names. You need to do them. Skills are actions, not words. Now, the most important part, putting the skills into action. Let's go to part 4.
Welcome to part 4, practice time. We are going to use our passage about procrastination. Remember, the one about the problem, the cause, the impacts, and the solutions. And I will ask you real exam-style questions.
Try to answer before we give you the answer if you can. Say it out loud if you like. No pressure though, just listening carefully works too.
After each question, we pause, then we go back to the passage, look at the exact line, and explain the answer.
Statement 1. Procrastination is mainly caused by laziness. Is this true, false, or not given?
Let's look back at paragraph B. The passage said, contrary to popular belief, procrastination is not due to laziness or poor time management. Our statement says it is mainly caused by laziness, which is the exact opposite of what the passage states. So the answer is false.
Statement 2. Neurological evidence shows a link between procrastination and emotion regulation. Is this true, false, or not given?
Let's go back to paragraph B. The passage literally says, research involving brain imaging has found that areas of the brain linked to detection of threats and emotion regulation are actually different in people who chronically procrastinate. Brain imaging is neurological evidence, and it directly links to emotion regulation, so the answer is true.
Now, let's try a fill-in-the-blank question. Complete the sentence. Many people think that procrastination is the result of 1.
For this one, we go back to paragraph B again. The sentence in the passage is, many people think that procrastination is the result of 1. The passage says, contrary to popular belief, procrastination is not due to laziness or poor time management. The phrase, contrary to popular belief, tells us what many people think. So the answer to the blank is laziness.
Next fill-in-the-blank. Research comparing chronic procrastinators with other people even found differences in the brain regions associated with regulating emotions and identifying 2.
Let's check paragraph B one last time. The passage states, research involving brain imaging has found that areas of the brain linked to detection of threats and emotion regulation are actually different. So, the brain regions are associated with regulating emotions and identifying threats. The answer is threats.
That is the skill working already. And notice, for each one, we didn't just spot the trap, we went back to the exact line that proves the answer. That's the habit worth building.
It actually feels manageable now. When I know the skills, the questions are not so scary.
That is exactly the goal. You don't need to understand every word. You need the right strategy and the habit of checking back against the text.
And now, you have 8 strategies. You are ready.
So that is it for today. 8 reading skills and 1 fascinating passage about procrastination.
Let's say all 8 one more time, fast. Skim, questions first, keywords, paraphrasing, topic sentence, true, false, not given, time management, context clues.
8 skills. Beautiful.
Before we go, say this with me. I have the right strategy.
I have the right strategy.
I have the right strategy.
Say it one more time if you like, because it's true.
Oh, before we go, one last fun fact about procrastination. Did you know that some studies suggest that around 80% to 95% of college students procrastinate regularly? You are definitely not alone.
Take that little fact with you. Until next time, keep reading, keep practicing, and trust the process.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.